Hey, dear listeners. Welcome back. I'm Kai.
And hi, I'm Lila. Hello, friends.
Okay, Leela, I want to ask you something. Something that makes almost every English learner nervous.
Oh no, already? We just started. Give me at least 30 seconds of peace, Kai.
Okay. Deep breath. Here we go.
Now, I'm ready. Ask me.
Someone looks at you, a job interviewer, a new coworker, someone at a party, and they say, "So, tell me about yourself."
Uh... See? My mind just went completely blank just now, and that was only a practice question.
That's exactly it. That's the feeling we're talking about today.
4 small words, tell me about yourself, and suddenly your English disappears. Your own life disappears. You forget your own name.
It happens to native speakers too, actually. But for English learners, it feels 10 times worse because you're not just thinking about what to say, you're thinking about how to say it correctly.
2 problems at the same time. That's a lot for one small question. And hey, if that's you right now, listening and thinking, yes, this happens to me constantly, you're not alone. This is genuinely one of the most common fears learners tell us about.
So today, we're going to fix that. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple structure you can use in an interview, at a party, anywhere. So that question never scares you again.
And we're going to do it in slow, clear English, so you learn while we talk.
So, if you've ever frozen when someone asked about you,
And if you're the type of person who practices your answer in the shower and then forgets everything the moment someone actually asks,
Leela, is that a personal example?
let's just say yes. Very personal. Moving on.
Fair enough. Stay with us. This one's for you.
Let's go.
Okay, friends, let's start with the obvious question. Why does "tell me about yourself" feel so much harder than it should?
Because it's just too open. There are no limits. Someone could ask, "Where are you from?" And that's easy. One answer. But tell me about yourself. Where do you even start?
Right. Your whole life is a possible answer. Your job, your family, your hobbies, your childhood, your dog. And when there's too many choices, people just freeze.
My dog is very interesting, actually. Probably not what the interviewer wants to hear. Although my dog is an excellent listener, honestly. Better than some interviewers I've had.
Probably not the answer they're looking for.
So your brain has, basically too many choices, right? And when there's too many options, people freeze. Psychologists even have a name for this feeling: overwhelm.
Let's slow down on that word together. Overwhelm. Say it with me. Overwhelm.
And to feel overwhelmed means you have so much information, so many options that you can't decide anything at all. Your mind just stops. It's that same feeling you get standing in front of a restaurant menu with 200 items and suddenly forgetting what food even is.
That's such a good comparison. That's exactly what happens with this question. Too much freedom, not enough structure.
And the second problem, a bigger one for us as English learners, is that we don't want to sound rehearsed.
Here, let's take this one slowly too. Rehearsed. Rehearsed.
Rehearsed means practiced so many times that it sounds fake, like an actor reading lines instead of a real person talking.
Right.
So learners feel stuck between 2 bad options: say nothing and freeze, or memorize a paragraph and sound like a robot.
Neither one feels good. And if that's you, you've tried both and both felt like disasters, don't worry, that's completely normal. You just haven't had the third option yet. So today, we're building that third option. A simple structure, flexible enough to sound natural, but organized enough that you never freeze again.
Structure over memorization. That's the whole idea of today's episode.
So, before we get to that structure, let's quickly learn 3 small words that'll make the rest of this episode much easier to follow. So, before we look at the structure, let's grab 3 quick words. Pretty simple ones, but super helpful for today.
Word number 1, identity.
Let's slow down on that one together. I-den-ti-ti. Identity.
Your identity is really just who you are. Your name, your background, all the little pieces that make you, you.
Exactly. When someone says, "Tell me about yourself," they're really just asking about your identity. Just, in a friendly, casual way.
And word 2, background.
Background. That's where you come from. Your history, your home country, your education, past jobs.
So if someone asks, "Tell me about your background," it's really the exact same question. Don't panic if you hear that one. It's just dressed up a little more formally.
Dressed up. I like that. Wait, actually, can you even dress up a question?
I mean, you just did.
Fair enough. Okay, word 3. Relevant.
Let's practice this one too. Relevant.
Relevant just means connected to what matters right now. Useful for this exact moment.
And honestly, this word is the whole secret to a great answer. You don't need to share your entire life story, just what's relevant.
Right. Like if you're in a job interview, your love of gardening probably not super relevant, but your last job, extremely relevant.
Well, unless you're interviewing to be a gardener,
Okay, true.
then suddenly, very relevant.
So, friends, just take a second and think about it. What's actually relevant about your life today? Hold on to that. We're coming back to it.
Identity, background, relevant. Say them with us.
Identity, background, relevant.
Nice. Now keep those 3 in mind because we're about to use them to build our main structure.
Let's go a little deeper. Why do so many people, even confident, smart people, completely freeze at this question?
You know, I actually asked my friend Emma about this. She's a hiring manager, so she's the person who interviews people and decides who gets the job. And she said something that really stuck with me.
What did she say?
She said, most people think this question is a test of their whole life. But really, it's just a warm-up.
Yeah, sounds logical.
It's just small talk with a purpose.
Small talk with a purpose. Yeah, I love that.
She said, interviewers aren't judging your whole life. They just want to hear you speak. Relax a little and get a basic idea of who you are.
Right.
Honestly, Emma told me she forgets most of those perfect answers anyway. But she always remembers the candidates who just talk to her like a real person.
Exactly. So the pressure we feel is just way bigger than the actual moment needs to be.
Yes. We turn a friendly warm-up question into a giant final exam.
That happened to my cousin, actually. He prepared for weeks for an interview, studying like it was a final exam, just to answer one simple friendly question.
He really worked hard, huh? So, what happened?
Well, when the moment came, he was so nervous trying to remember his perfect words that his mind went blank. He just went totally silent.
Oh no. Honestly, that's every learner's biggest fear, isn't it? Just going silent.
Yeah.
So, hey, if that's ever happened to you, just take a deep breath. By the end of today's episode, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Because, see, the problem wasn't his English. His English was great. The problem was he treated it like a performance instead of a conversation.
Wait, what's the real difference, though? I mean, both are just talking to someone, right?
Well, a performance means every single word has to be perfect, like an actor on stage who can't miss a line. But a conversation, it's just two people talking. Mistakes happen, and nobody's checking a script.
Okay, yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense.
So today, we're not teaching you a performance. We're giving you a simple way to have a real conversation about yourself. No memorizing word for word.
Perfect. So let me see that structure. Let me build it with you.
Okay, so here it is. This is the thing. This is what fixes everything we've been talking about. We actually call it the present, past, future formula.
Present, past, future. 3 simple parts, right in that order. Grab a pen if you like to write things down. This is the part where it's saving.
Part 1, present. Start with where you are right now, your current job, your current studies, your current situation.
For example, right now I work as a marketing assistant at a small company here in the city. Simple, clear, no drama. Just here's where I am today.
Right. Part 2, past. A short bridge. How did you get to where you are now? Not your whole life story, just 1 or 2 sentences.
For example, before this, I studied business and I worked for 2 years in customer service, which is actually where I discovered I loved working with people.
See what she did there? She didn't just say facts, she added one small human detail, which is where I discovered I loved working with people.
That little detail makes it a story, not a list. It's the difference between reading someone's resume out loud and actually meeting them.
Nobody wants their resume read out loud to them.
Fair point.
Okay, part 3, future. What do you want next? Where is this going?
For example, now I'm looking for a role where I can grow into a full marketing position and really develop my skills in digital campaigns.
Present, past, future. Let's say it together.
Present, past, future.
Notice something important. This whole formula takes maybe 30 to 45 seconds to say out loud.
Short, focused, relevant. Remember that word from earlier? If you can time yourself while you practice, even better. 30 to 45 seconds. That's it. Short and simple, not a long speech.
Definitely not a long speech. You're not telling your autobiography. You're giving a short, well-organized snapshot.
Snapshot. That's a nice word. A snapshot is like a quick photo, not the whole movie, just one clear picture.
A snapshot of yourself, not the whole movie.
Okay, enough theory. Let me hear you try this out loud together.
Okay, let me test you on this. Lila, imagine I'm interviewing you for a job. Ready?
Ready. Let's do it. And if you're listening alone right now, this is your cue too. Say your own answer out loud along with me. Yes, actually speak, even if it feels a little strange.
It really works better out loud. So, tell me about yourself.
Sure. Right now, I work as a customer support agent for an online store. And yeah, I really enjoy helping people solve problems. Before that, well, I studied tourism, and I actually worked for a while in a hotel, which honestly taught me a lot about staying calm under pressure. Going forward, I'm hoping to move into a role that's a bit more focused on managing a team, since I've realized I really enjoy training new people.
Perfect. Present, customer support agent. Past, tourism and hotel work. That's your background, remember that word? Future, moving toward team management.
And notice I didn't memorize that. I just followed the shape. If you asked me again tomorrow, my exact words would probably be a little different, and that's fine. That's actually the point.
That's the whole point. The formula gives you the shape. Your real life gives you the words.
Let's break down one phrase from that answer, which taught me a lot about staying calm under pressure.
Staying calm under pressure is a very useful phrase. It means you don't panic when things get stressful or difficult.
Employers love hearing this phrase, by the way. Remember it, staying calm under pressure. It's basically a fancy way of saying, I don't panic.
Much fancier. Staying calm under pressure. Say it with us. Now, here's something important. The present, past, future formula stays the same, but what you put inside it changes depending on the situation.
Yeah. This is where the word context comes in. Context just means the situation around something, who you're talking to, and why.
Let's slow this one down for you too. Context. Context.
So, in a job interview, your context is professional. So your present, past, and future are all about work.
But imagine you're at a party and someone asks the exact same question. So, tell me about yourself.
Oh, very different context. Nobody wants to hear about your quarterly numbers at a party.
Probably not, unless the other person is also very excited about quarterly numbers.
Rare, but, well, possible.
Fair enough. Respect to anyone who is. Okay, so in a social context, you might say, present, I just moved to this city a few months ago. Past, I grew up near the coast, actually, in a really small town. Future, so I'm still exploring, trying to find my favorite places to eat.
Same formula, completely different content. And honestly, this is where a lot of learners get stuck. They only ever practice the job interview version and then panic the moment life asks them the casual version of the same question.
This is the skill. You adapt your answer for your audience.
Wait, adapt? That just means you change it a little, right? To fit the situation?
Exactly. You change it just enough to fit whoever's listening. And audience just means the people listening to you.
Oh, I see. So ask yourself one quick question before you answer. What does this person actually want to know? A hiring manager wants your career. A new friend wants your life.
One formula, many outfits. Like the same person wearing different clothes for different occasions. You wouldn't wear a suit to a beach party, and you probably wouldn't bring up spreadsheets there either.
Same person, different outfit. Nicely put.
Quick pause. If you're enjoying this episode, hit subscribe. We post a new one every week to help you build real, natural English, one topic at a time. And yes, that includes more moments like Lila defending her dog's listening skills. All right, let me see you put this different outfit idea into practice right now. Okay, second practice round. This time, nice and casual. Lila, imagine we just met at a friend's birthday party.
Oh, fun. Okay. Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Lila.
Hi, I'm Kai. Honestly, I don't know many people here either. So tell me about yourself.
Well, right now I'm living just outside the city, in a pretty quiet neighborhood. Before this, well, I actually lived abroad for 2 years, which honestly changed the way I see everything. These days, I'm just trying to enjoy exploring this city properly, since I still feel kind of new here.
See how relaxed that sounds? No job titles, no formal language, just a real person talking.
Same shape as before. Present, past, future. But the words feel completely different. And hey, if you're thinking, but my life feels boring, I don't have a 2-year trip abroad to mention, please don't worry. That is completely fine too. To someone who's never left their hometown, even your ordinary Tuesday might sound really interesting.
Very true, actually. I once met someone who traveled to work by ferry every morning. He'd see dolphins some mornings on the way. I could have listened to that story for an hour.
See? You never really know what someone else will find interesting.
Let's grab one phrase from Lila's answer.
which honestly changed the way I see everything.
You know, this is a great phrase for talking about something meaningful that happened to you. It shows emotion without needing a long explanation.
Changed the way I see everything. Very natural, very human.
Words like small phrases like this make you sound like a real person, not a textbook.
Now that we've practiced two different versions, let me take you through the mistakes that trip people up so you can avoid them completely. So, Lila, in your experience, what's the most common mistake people make with this question?
Oh, easy. Rambling. That's definitely the big one.
Let me slow that one down for you, listener. Rambling. Rambling.
Rambling means talking for too long, without any direction, jumping from one topic to another. This happens when people don't have a clear structure. They start with their childhood, then suddenly they're talking about their cat, then their favorite football team.
And the interviewer is just waiting for you to finish.
Exactly. And this is why the present, past, future formula matters so much. It keeps you focused so you never ramble. And hey, if you've ever suddenly started talking about your pet in an interview, no judgment here. We've all done it. At least once.
Not me. Never happened.
Uh-huh. Sure, Kai.
Okay, moving on. Mistake number 2.
Oh, easy. The humble brag. This is when someone pretends to complain, but they're actually bragging.
Like, ugh, I just work so much. People keep telling me I care too much about my job.
Oh, exactly. Nobody really believes that. Everyone can tell what's actually happening. Just be honest and simple. You really don't need tricks like that.
Right. Mistake 3, too much memorization. We talked about this earlier. If you memorize word for word and you forget just one word, your whole brain can freeze.
Memorize the shape, not the sentence. That's the golden rule.
Memorize the shape, not the sentence. Let's quickly review the keywords from today.
Overwhelm. When you have too many choices and your mind just stops.
Rehearsed. Practiced so many times it sounds fake.
Relevant. Connected to what matters right now.
Context. The situation you're in and who you're talking to.
Say them with us. Overwhelm. Rehearsed. Relevant. Context.
Overwhelm. Rehearsed. Relevant. Context. Now, let's review the key phrases too.
Staying calm under pressure. Handling stress well without panicking.
Change the way I see everything. Describing something meaningful that affected you deeply.
Memorize the shape, not the sentence. Our golden rule for this whole episode.
And one formula to remember it all. Present, past, future.
Say it with us one more time. If you've been quietly repeating these along with us this whole episode, good. That's exactly how this sticks. Now it's your turn. Pause after each question and try answering out loud. Yes, actually speak. Don't just think it.
Question 1. Using the present, past, future formula, how would you answer, "Tell me about yourself," for a job interview?
Question 2. How would your answer change if a new neighbor asked you the same question?
Question 3. What's one small human detail, like Lila's "discovered I loved working with people," that you could add to your own answer?
Question 4. What's one thing you usually do that might count as rambling, and how could the formula help you fix it?
Question 5. Try saying your present, past, future answer out loud right now, in English, even if nobody's listening.
Especially if nobody's listening. That's the best time to practice.
Okay, Lila. Out of everything we covered today, what was your favorite tip?
Honestly, the present, past, future formula. It's just so simple. I think I'll actually start using it myself. What about you?
For me, it's memorize the shape, not the sentence. I think that one idea alone will save people so much stress.
Good picks. Okay, let's review today's big ideas.
First, tell me about yourself feels hard because it's too open. Remember overwhelm.
Second, don't perform, converse. This is a conversation, not a test.
Third, use the present, past, future formula. Where you are, how you got there, where you're going.
Fourth, adapt your answer to your context and audience. Same formula, different outfit.
Fifth, avoid rambling, avoid humble brag, and never memorize word for word.
Sixth, confidence comes from structure, not perfection.
That's a lot of practical tools for 4 small words. And if you only remember one thing from today, let it be this. Your story doesn't need to be perfect to be worth telling. It just needs a shape.
A shape to tell it in. Well put.
Thank you so much for learning with us today.
Until next time, keep practicing your English, keep believing your story is worth telling, and keep smiling.
Bye, everyone.
See you in the next one.